Alright guys, I'm out here on my mom's CRF 100 and I'm going to try to teach you how to wheelie. It's pretty simple. I'm basically going to show you guys how I learned to wheelie and walk you through the steps. So first, I want you guys to forget about everything but your throttle control and your clutch control. That's basically all you need to worry about right now at this point. Just forget about your legs. Just put them back and you can drag them along. And so if you go over, you're not going to fall on your butt. So when you start off, I'm going to start off in first just for this. But pull on the clutch. You got to give it the right amount of gas. You can figure that out. And while you're giving it gas, you want to push down on the front handlebars. Then when you're coming back up, drop the clutch while giving it gas and pull it up. Just like that. And all I want you guys to do is get used to doing that. Just get used to getting that wheel off the ground. Don't try to ride it out or anything. It also helps to sit farther back on the bike than what you normally would, so you can get that front wheel up easier. Then you can try to start riding them out a little bit, kind of like that. And just keep practicing that on an uphill slant or slope until you get the hang of the wheel being off the ground. When you're starting off, don't try to go for a far distance. Try to get it higher and higher until you feel your balance point and then try to keep it there. But when you're first starting off, a lot of people probably won't get there. Probably what they'll do is that right there. But once you start getting good, you can almost virtually ride it forever. And if you start going over balance point and you think your bike's about to stall out, pull in the clutch so it doesn't stall out. So I usually keep one finger on the clutch, as you can see right there. See, I started going over and I pulled in the clutch and stood up. That's why you have your feet dangling. So once you get that down, what I want you to do is keep your right foot over the brake. You can also tap the brake if you go over balance point. This bike doesn't have that good a brake, so I'm not doing that today. And that just basically keeps you from falling. And keep your left foot off the bike, dragging just like what we were a second ago. So you have something to rely on if you miss your back brake or something like that. So I got my right foot over the back brake, this foot dragging, push down while you're giving it gas, pop the clutch and pull it up. Same thing. And just get used to that. Take as much time as you need. You're not gonna get this all down in one day. I mean, you might start out like this, but that's fine. You just gotta work your way up to it. As you guys can see, I'm not going perfectly straight, and that's due to my weight being shifted to one side or the other. You can also do this on purpose if you're in a turn or something. So you can start doing it in second gear, put your leg down, and put your left leg down, start rolling. Do the same concept as if you were stopped. And once you get down that gear, third gear is usually too high of a gear for most people to wheel in. Got my left foot down, my right foot covering back brake, in second gear, slow roll, about to pull in the clutch and pop it while giving it gas. See, when you probably heard where the bike stopped working, it just shut off and I was still in the wheelie. That was right on balance point. balance point, it all depends how far you sit up on the seat. If you sit higher up on the seat, that usually gives you a higher balance point. Let's say your wheelies are at 9 o'clock, and it's probably because you're sitting far back on the seat, because 9 o'clock is your balance point. But if you sit on the gas tank, it might be 11:30 where your balance point's at, just because all the weight's on the front. And that's a big thing that a lot of people don't realize. If you sit farther up on the tank, you can get the wheel higher without feeling like it's gonna flip. All right, once you get that down, covering the rear brake and dragging your left foot, what you're gonna wanna do is wheelie with both legs on the pegs. And how you do that is the exact same way like I was doing in second gear, and I was rolling and then popping the clutch and everything. Now you're probably gonna wanna do this in second gear. Third gear, it's a lot harder for some people. It's easy for some other people. It all depends on you. So put it in second, go to a slight roll. Just rolling real slow like this, sitting back far on the seat, covering the rear brake, your left foot's on the peg. You're gonna wanna pull in the clutch while you're giving it gas, and you're gonna wanna push down and pull up. Now my balance right there was a little bit off. That's because I wasn't perfectly positioned on the seat, like I was leaning to one side or the other, and that's gonna happen occasionally. So when you're first starting out with your feet on your pegs, it's not all about how far you can ride the wheelie, how high you can ride the wheelie. Just try to get it off the ground. Try to get it somewhat off the ground. Like that, basically. You don't have to ride it out. Just get it off the ground. That's all it takes to get started. So you will get better. And what will happen is you'll work your way up. You might wheelie 4 inches off the ground one day, you might wheelie 8 inches off the ground the next. It's all it is practice. Changing gears. Always hated changing gears on trail bikes. Once you get pretty good at wheelies, you could start doing like 360 wheelies. Kind of like that. Yeah, guys, I hope this video helped you guys out, and let me know if this helped you down in the comments. This is my first time riding this bike in a year, so it's kind of fun getting back on this bike.